Nikki Cottom here. I am excited to talk today about the top 10 most common essential oils found in the Family Solutions Kit and also the Home Solutions Kit. I think those are the two kits that all these oils are in. These are probably the most common, most talked about oils in doTERRA. So I'm going to briefly go over that. Let me see if you can see my stash down here. Yep, so I have deep blue, peppermint, breathe, digest, zen, oregano, on guard, frankincense, melaleuca, lavender, and lemon. So I'm excited to talk about each of these today and just the top ways I use them. Okay, so first off, um, let's talk about talk about the lemon. Okay, so that's first. So I have lemon here. Lemon comes out of the bottle really fast. It's not hot. You really don't have to dilute it. The only thing you have to be aware of with this is it's a citrus oil, and so it can actually make your skin more sensitive to heat. So no baths with this one, but it is phenomenal to drink, put in drinks. That's some of the ways I use it. Sometimes I'll just put it in my water. Like so, just a few drops. You can start with one until you build up to it and put more drops later on, but you can put up to like 8 to 16 drops in your water every day and drink it. You're not going to overdose. It's just awesome. Lemon clears out your system. It cleans out the free radical pollutants in your body. It also dissolves your fat layers, fat lipids in the body, and flushes those out of the body. So it's really good if you're concerned about your weight, your metabolism, or just keeping and maintaining a healthy alkaline body because it's very alkaline too. Then we have lavender. Lavender is probably the #1 most common essential oil in the world. I mean, you hear about lavender soap, lavender shampoo, lavender is for calming, yada yada. The sources that say that often use synthetic forms of lavender, not real lavender, so the smell is good, but as far as those therapeutic claims go, stick with the doTERRA quality. It's the highest quality out there, and it does amazing things. So if you want to use it for sleep, a good way to use them, and of course with any of these, 1 to 2 drops is perfect amount for an adult, and 1 drop is perfect amount for a kid. I'm just going to put, so I dump 2 drops in my hand. I'm going to put a little bit on my ears. This is how we're going to get ready for a good restful sleep, or rub a little bit on your feet, or just breathe it in, maybe rub some on your chest. Lavender is also really good in the diffuser. It's good for rashes, it's good for burns, it's good for cuts, any skin blemishes. I love to use it on my skin, on my kids' skin, with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil or regular coconut oil from the store on sunburns. Okay, so sun season is coming up, so remember that. It's amazing. Nothing will take the burnout like lavender. And maybe lavender combined with a little bit of peppermint. I've heard that's good too. So lavender is good for those things. Anything skin related, it's very calming, good for babies. That is a good bath oil. Lavender is a good bath oil. In a full-size bath, I would probably say 5 to 10 drops maximum. And it's fun to add a little bit of Epsom salt too, maybe a cup of Epsom salt for a full bath, and you can bathe in it. It's wonderful. I love lavender for so many reasons. Good way to self-care. Melaleuca is the next one, tea tree oil. This is antifungal, antibacterial, and antiviral. I love the antifungal properties of it. Yeast, mold, fungus, any of those things. Candida, if your body deals with those things on a regular basis, Melaleuca is phenomenal. And you can do Melaleuca you can do any of the ones I've talked about so far. Lemon, lavender, and peppermint you can take internally. Lemon tastes good, I believe. Lavender doesn't taste so great, but you can still put it in a capsule, like doTERRA sells these veggie caps, and you can just take one, put a few drops. Like I said, 2 is a good serving, so 2 drops in there. Take it before you go to bed. Melaleuca you can also take internally. A couple drops in a capsule a few times a day will do wonders at cleaning your body out of yeast, fungus, whatever. 14 days is a general good idea for a cleanse if you're trying to cleanse your system of something. 14 days to a month is great. All right, so Melaleuca, you can put it on fungus, toenail fungus. You can put it on any first aid. You can put it on. Okay, go. All right, so you can put it on any of those skin blemishes. As far as first aid goes, I would consider it a very good first aid oil. So if I ever get cut and I'm wondering about what should I do with this cut, and you just have your oils with you, Melaleuca I will often use in place of a triple antibiotic. It's very, very powerful, and it absorbs into your bloodstream way faster than you could ever get to the hospital and get any sort of injection or whatever. So Melaleuca is phenomenal. You can take it internally. You can put it on your skin. Either way, it gets into your bloodstream really fast. The next one I wanted to talk about is frankincense. Okay, frankincense, baby Jesus oil. Frankincense is the king of essential oils. It magnifies the benefits of any other essential oil you use. So if you want to use something for pain, use frankincense with it. You can use anything for fungus, use essential oils with it. Anything to help your breathing, use frankincense with it. It will maximize those benefits. You don't have to use frankincense, but if you just kind of want to take it up a level, frankincense is both gentle and extremely powerful. You do not have to dilute frankincense. You don't really have to dilute lemon or lavender. Not really Melaleuca either, unless you have really sensitive skin. Frankincense, no diluting needed either. So frankincense is very, very good for babies. Love it for babies. I mean, love the lavender and the frankincense, especially for babies. Very calming, very soothing. It's what it does is it cleans out your cells of or your body of unhealthy cells. So cells that are toxic, cells that are diseased, cells that have issues. It can help clean your body of those. What I do a lot of times is just take a little bit of frankincense, put a drop or two under my tongue. I'm good to go for the day. I call it my Grace of God oil because it helps me take things up to the next level if I'm feeling too exhausted to do something. On Guard. This is your immune support blend. The immune system is everything. It's the front line of defense for your body's defense against attacks, diseases, all sorts of things. So if your immune system's weak, you're not going to be able to fight off those pathogens, those other diseases that are trying to invade your body. On Guard is phenomenal at keeping yourself protected in a very real sense, and very energetic sense as well, kind of a spiritual sense too. So On Guard is one that you will want to dilute, especially for children. I don't typically dilute it if I put it in my water and drink it, but it is a little bit hot, so I'll tell you that right up front. You can do the capsule thing, put a couple drops in a capsule, take that throughout the day. I would recommend if you're fighting something off, do a few times a day, maybe 4 or 5 times a day. You can't really overdose. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 16 drops of any oil during a day period, but On Guard is phenomenal. So if you're fighting something off, you need to get better for a certain day, or whatever, use On Guard. You can use On Guard preventatively. I sometimes, before I leave to go somewhere, if I think I'm going to be around toxic people, draining people, or people who might be sick, sometimes it's the same thing. I will take a drop in my hands. That's my hand sanitizer and my immune support. Like I said, the oils get into your system really fast through your skin. So in 30 seconds, in 1 second, my hands are going to smell like Christmas. It's a great smell. The second thing is within 30 seconds or so, it's in my bloodstream. So I'm running off, my hands are clean. It's actually everything I touch is going to be a little bit cleaner, and my hands are going to stay clean because there it goes deep into the skin. I love it. It's my #1 hand sanitizer ever. I can never go back to the old stuff. It's so wonderful, and it supports my immune system at the same time. The next oil I want to talk about is oregano. Very, very, very hot, okay? You do not want to use this on your skin unless you plan to dilute it, and no baths, okay? I don't want you to see you using oregano, On Guard, probably lemon because it has citruses in it. in a bath, okay? I also, anything that has a citrus oil, don't use in the bath. I will sometimes use peppermint and deep blue in the bath too. So the ones in the bath I usually use from this kit: lavender, melaleuca, frankincense. Sometimes I'll use breathe, not very often, peppermint, and I will use deep blue for myself, not really for my kids, but I will use it for myself if I'm really sore, okay? So that's a little bit about baths. Okay, so diluting wise, you're gonna want to dilute On Guard if you're putting it on your hands, or, well, if not, I don't really do it when I'm putting it on my hands, but if I'm gonna put it on anywhere else in my body besides my hands or my feet, or I think I may accidentally touch my face with it, I will dilute it. Oregano, I always dilute, even if I put it on my feet, because even though it doesn't burn my feet, because my feet don't really get burned by essential oils, when you put it with your hands on your feet, some might seep into the crack, the in between parts of your fingers. And when you go to wash your hands, oh, that burns, okay? So anytime I use oregano, I use fractionated coconut oil with it. I may just put a little bit of oregano with my bare hands on my feet or whatever, but then I always put some fractionated coconut oil. Just a little bit even is good. Use more if you need it. You'll know if you need more. Just enough to feel like you've really soaked in the oregano, and then I can go wash my hands right away, okay? So you don't want to touch your face really after using On Guard, and especially oregano. So remember, oregano's hot. The great thing about oregano, though, is it is the, like, top at fighting off pathogens. I'm talking yeast, I'm talking mold, I'm talking candida, I'm talking parasites, I'm talking bacteria, I'm talking funguses, I'm talking viruses, pathogens, those things that invade your body and attack your systems and weaken your body. Those are pathogens. Oregano can kill any pathogen, okay? Scientifically proven. And it is so intense. So, if I have something raging in my system, a cold, something I really don't want to pick up, I will put 2 drops of oregano and 2 drops of frankincense in a capsule and take it internally. No, it doesn't burn my system going down. The body actually has a way of binding to the mucus, so it kind of dilutes it in your system. So you don't have to worry about diluting it before you put it in a capsule. I would do 2 drops of each. I would do that as hardcore as you feel like you can do. If something's raging in my body, I'll do that multiple times a day, 4 or 5 times a day if I can remember, but at least 2 if I'm nursing something along. So it's powerful. You can use it on your feet. You can use it for warts. You can use it for molds you want to go away. Remember, diluting is key here, okay? You can use it for just about anything. I've even heard of people taking it internally and it helping with skin blemishes and moles and warts go away. So oregano is, if something's raging in your system or you want to take something to the next hardcore level, try oregano. Now dilute it, okay? Remember to dilute it, but you won't want to be without oregano if your body is suffering from any disease on the planet, especially in your immune system or gastrointestinal system, okay? So if you want it cleaned out, oregano is going to hardcore get rid of all that junk out of your system, all the pathogens. Okay, digestin. While we're speaking of digestive system, digestin works fast, okay? So I remember waking up one morning, early morning. I had food poisoning. I felt awful, so much pain in my stomach. Eventually I got up, walking around. I have nothing else to do. Remembered that I had this, so I just opened the bottle, took a drop, rubbed it on my tummy, lifted up my shirt, rubbed it on my tummy, walked around for a minute or 2, went back to bed because I had nothing else to do, and I was like, whoa, the pain's gone. It works fast. If you were to do it on a regular basis, I'm sure you would notice a bunch of stuff cleaning out of your digestive system. I'm talking about, poops that have the junk coming along with them. It would be a noticeable difference to clean all that stuff out. In fact, I've heard that about 10% of our overall weight before we do any cleanses is just toxic buildup in our digestive system. How nasty is that? But if you want to lose weight, You know, lemon, I would definitely do. On Guard may be in your system. Oregano may be in your system. Digestin is very cleansing of the system too. So whatever one you feel most comfortable with, use. But anything dealing with the digestive system, use Digestin. Upset stomach, diarrhea, gas, bloating, constipation, coughs, even rubbing it on your, rubbing it on your throat if you're feeling a little bit congested. The oils in it can really clear out anything from, your throat all the way down to your butt. Now, I wouldn't put it on your butt, okay, because it does have some hot-ish oils in it, but I don't even really dilute it on my babies. It's pretty mild. Although if you do see some redness, put some coconut oil on, okay, just to be on the safe side. The next one I want to talk about is Breathe, okay? Breathe is the respiratory blend. So anything dealing with respiratory issues, whether, my daughter, she dealt with asthma. We love it. I know a lot of people who have trouble breathing at night, using that either on the feet or on the chest. I know I have a friend who every time her husband snores, she puts some right here on his sinuses. Dilute it if you need it. It's a tiny bit hot. The peppermint's a little bit, but she will put it, either on his ears or, which I don't ever dilute, oils that I put on my ears, unless it would be a hot oil like On Guard or oregano. But you can put it on your ears. And I've heard of people using Breathe to help their husbands not snore at night, and it's been very successful. Also, if you're fighting off a cold or flu or something like that, or I've heard a lot of times it helps with morning sickness, so does the Digestin, just because it helps open up the airways and get more oxygen into your system. So Breathe is great for anything respiratory. It's the respiratory blend. Peppermint. You can use peppermint as a respiratory oil. You can use it for cooling. It cools the body naturally. Putting some on your wrists or on the back of your neck on a hot day, oh my goodness, feels wonderful. Peppermint I also use to spray bug tracks in my house so bugs don't come in my house. So if I'm worried about ants getting in a certain place, I'll spray that. Or spray my garden if I don't want bugs to get in it. It's on all natural, insect repellent. Okay, so peppermint's awesome. Peppermint I can put on a sore knee or some joint, and it is relieved. A lot of my friends use it for headaches. They'll just put it across the neck or on the back, or across the forehead or on the back of the neck. It's very relieving that way. What it does emotionally is it gives us kind of a refresh. It's very invigorating. In fact, if you were to take a drop of peppermint in your hand, okay, and rub your hands together and breathe it in like an inhaler. Whoo! The whole back of your throat just kind of opens up and you're like, I'm awake! I'm so awake. So if you need that, pick me up. There you go. And the last one I wanted to talk about, Deep Blue. Okay, this is what my go-to anytime I have inflammation. If my back is so sore I can't go to bed or I can't sit, comfortably, I know something's kind of going on. I've overworked myself maybe, which I do all the time. I just think I can do anything in the world, and then later on I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should have worked my way up to that point and just instead of just assuming, oh yeah, I can do that. But anyways, when those days happen, I'll just, take a drop. It's kind of got a child-proof cap on. Some children can get it off still. So this is the one that you want to make sure that in this kit that you don't drink. Not that you would even, my friends who have had their kids drink it, they haven't even needed to call poison control or whatever, because the poison control is like, well, that's all natural. It's not going to kill you if you take it internally. It's an all-natural thing, but it has no benefits whatsoever taking it internally, okay? It's just going to numb your throat. It's kind of a hot, cold sensation. I just put it right here on my back. I don't have pain there right now, but every once in a while I'll get pain there, so maybe I won't get pain there later on today because it works preventatively too. Awesome. Hand pain, knee pain, joint pain, any back of your neck pain, headaches. When it comes to pain, you can rub it on anywhere. And it also comes in a deep blue rub form, which lasts, I think, a lot longer than simply the oil. And it's a lot more convenient to carry around and just use it like a lotion and rub it wherever it hurts, okay? So anyway, those are my top ways to use essential oils. So you can use them, you can diffuse them. I'm actually right now diffusing, and you can't really see my diffuser. There it is. Okay, oh, there it is. So you can see my diffuser. I'm diffusing lemon right now because it's very invigorating and it's very cleansing. So I'm kind of cleaning my office right now while I'm helping myself focus and concentrate. So I love it. I'm a little bit ADD, so I use it that way too. It's right here. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Drink my lemon water. So topically, putting it on your skin, aromatically breathing it in, using a diffuser in the bath. You get them both ways that way. Internally, like I said, feel free to use a capsule. These are $4, okay? $4 wholesale, so not bad. This coconut oil is $13 wholesale. Not bad either. It lasts quite a while. And anyways, so that's how I use anyway, the Family Solutions Kit. And I think these oils are also in the Home Essentials Kit. And so those, so anyway, feel free to use those. Take care. Hope this helps.